Hiya! On today's episode of Bridging to a 7, we'll have a look at an Oxford MAT question from 2008. This is question J, aka the last multiple choice question on the paper, supposed to be the hardest. Let's have a look at the question. We're asked to solve the equation 3 plus cos of x squared is equal to 4 minus 2 sine to the 8 of x. At first glance, you might think, okay, we can expand the brackets, maybe we'll go somewhere. But the question remains, how are you going to tackle this guy? It will take quite a bit of time and a lot of algebra to manipulate the right hand side down to something that is manageable. So that might not be the best option. Okay, so if we're not brute forcing through the question, is there a smarter way to do it? If you happen to watch my previous videos tackling the step 1 question from 2019, you should already have an idea on how to tackle this. You can consider the range of the functions. So we know that x is between 0 and 2 pi. So that means the range of the cosine function is between -1 and 1. And the range of the sine function is also -1 to 1. Also, this is a sharp inequality. Okay, why do we need to know about this? Let's look at the left-hand side. Cos is always between -1 and 1 on the domain. Therefore, adding 3 to both sides will give you this. Then squaring both sides will give you the range of this function. The minimum happens at 4. The maximum happens at 16. So that's the left-hand side. Let's look at the right-hand side. Sine of x is also between -1 and 1 on the domain. Therefore, sine to the 8 of x is between 0 and 1. The reason we have 0 here is because a square number cannot be negative, because we are only talking real numbers here. And therefore, -2 sine to the 8 is between -2 and 0, and thus 4 minus 2 sine to the 8 is between 2 and 4. This is the max, this is the min. So, I'm not drawing this to scale, but essentially, for the left-hand side, we have a function that has a min at 4 and a max at 16. So let's say it looks something like this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and so on. At the bottom, we have a function that has the minimum at 2 and the maximum at 4. So let's say it looks something like this. The only possibility for the left-hand side to be equal to the right-hand side is when the first equation reaches the minimum point and the right-hand side reaching the maximum point at the same x value. So for this to be true, 3 plus cos x squared has to be equal to 4, and this has to be equal to 4 minus 2 sine to the 8 of x. Solving the first part, cos of x is equal to -1 or cos of x is equal to -5. Cannot take that. So x has to be equal to pi. Look at the right hand side. Sine to the 8th of x has to be equal to 0, or sine of x has to be equal to 0, so x has to be equal to 0 or pi. The only value of x for which this equation holds true is when x is equal to pi. Therefore, x equals to pi is the only solution to the equation. And this is the end of the question.